Today I'm going to be reading part two of The Headless Man. Okay, let's open up the book. Okay, part two of The Headless Man. Alright, here we go. It's all right, Father, the old woman said hastily, closing the door against the cold. Sir, please tell my husband your tale in the name of the Lord. So the ghost told the old man his story. When the ghost finished, he asked the old couple to go to the cellar and find his head so he could be buried in one grave. If in your kindness you restore me, I will show you where my treasure is buried, the headless haunt concluded. The old man looked at his wife, who nodded. We will surely help you, he told the ghost. Just let me get a torch and a shovel. You will not need a torch, said the ghost. With great dignity, he walked to the fire and stuck his finger in it. The finger blazed up as bright as any torch. He pointed to the place where the shovels were kept, and then led the old couple down into the dark cellar by the light of his finger. There, that is where my head is buried, said the ghost, pointing toward the north end of the cellar. And there is where my body is buried, he finished, pointing toward a hole in the south corner. But dig here first, and you will find my barrels of silver and gold. The headless haunt lit up a section of the floor, and the old couple started to dig. They dug until the old woman was almost worn out. They were deep under the cellar floor. Then the old man's shovel made a hollow thump as he pushed it into the soil, and they soon uncovered several barrels filled with gold and silver. The old woman sat on her heels, running her fingers through the beautiful coins. Lit by the blazing finger of the ghost, with tears in her eyes, she said, Oh, thank you, sir, thank you, and now we must restore your head to you. Her husband, who was staring speechlessly at the gold and silver, came out of his trance and said, That we must, mother. Good sir, if you will show us again where your head is buried. The old man helped his wife out of the pit, and they followed the ghost to the corner where his head was buried. A few turns of the shovel produced the head, and the husband lifted it with the shovel and offered it to the ghost. The haunt reached over with dignity, took his head in his hands, and put it on his neck. Then he lit several candles with his burning fingers so the old couple would have light to remove the gold and silver from the pit they had dug. He blew out his finger and, still keeping a firm grip on his head, walked over to the south corner and sank through the floor into the place where his body was buried. Just before his head sank into the ground, he said, Thank you, good sir and kind madam. As soon as the last bit of the ghost disappeared, the ground shook and the house trembled above their heads. Then a voice came from under the ground. You have restored me. I am now buried together, head and corpse. Because of your kindness, I give you my lands, my house, and my money. May you be as rich as I was, and come to a more honorable end. The old man and his wife stared at one another in shock for a moment. Then the old woman smiled and picked up one of the candles the headless haunt had lit for them. "Come, Father," she said. "We have the rest of our lives to count this gold. But that cottontail will be boiled over if we wait much longer to eat supper." The old man took the other candle and helped his wife up the stairs. They were covered with dirt from their digging, so they washed themselves clean with lye soap. Then the old woman mixed up a batch of cornbread, and the old man made some coffee with the water from the spring house, and they had a wonderful supper of cottontail and cornbread and brown beans with hot coffee. That sounds nice. They did a good deed. And the old man and the old woman lived in the grand house for the rest of their days, with money to spare for food and clothing. When they died at last of old age, they left a large inheritance for their grandchildren, and no one ever saw the headless haunt again. That was a good story. It was nice. Well, guys, thank you for watching. If you like these type of videos, please let me know down in the comments, and I can maybe read another ghost story if you like. Good night, and remember to relax.